What's good, everybody? You are now listening to three connoisseurs of internet-based content and opinion givers of trends within the gaming culture. I am JWeeks23, along with J-Ben and Show No Mercy, and we are the Content Junkies. Gentlemen, what's up with you?
I'm having a blast.
Already?
Nothing much. Chilling.
How are you?
Ready to have a nice conversation.
I feel like we are at maximum enthusiasm tonight.
G-Weeks, you don't have lasers coming out of your eyes today.
Yeah, I saw that last time.
Yeah, did you like my nice touch on that?
I didn't understand it, but whatever.
we just wanted a cool picture of you. You know.
Yeah.
Laser eyes seemed like the coolest option.
That's it. Yeah.
I guess if that was the best you could do in a pinch, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, we did do it in a pinch. It was like 2 minutes.
I'm gonna be honest. It was in a pinch, but that took forever to make. I was going into details on that.
Well,
pixel by pixel.
It's all in the details.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, tonight's little episode was it new ways to get rich on Twitch?
We're gonna teach you all how to get rich.
Yes, that's what everyone's trying to do, is get rich on Twitch.
This is funny because it's coming from me living in my parents' basement. It's coming from Jay Weeks that's broadcasting out of his son's room right now. And it's coming from Mercy. I guess Mercy's, he's doing his thing. He's mining Bitcoin and making his money.
Whatever Mercy's doing.
Whatever Mercy.
My ceiling's about to fall down on top of me, so I have no roof.
Before we slide into that, Ludwig, I'm sure some people or anyone watching might know who Ludwig is. If not, we'll inform you shortly. But there's something that it kind of goes along with it. That kind of I've noticed the last, I don't know, week or two or more on TikTok especially, and also a lot it happens on YouTube a lot. Is people, whatever avenue they're in content wise, is they proclaim to know how to tell you how to be successful. And I'm sure everyone can say, "Oh, aren't you guys doing that?" No, we're not doing that. We're giving our fucking opinion. We're not successful. We know we're not successful. We're just giving our opinion on what success could look like.
Hey, speak for yourself, man.
I'm
a very successful man.
Well, content-wise,
living in my parents' basement.
That's right. The one thing that most people who would probably tune into this and listen to is or relate to would be Call of fucking Duty, but I am getting tired of seeing the fucking videos with the title of "Use this loadout. It will make you whatever god tier," some shit like that. I cannot fucking stand that. Because I have yet to see a fucking loadout that makes anyone god tier. Whatever skill set you have is the skill set you're gonna have. The loadout, whatever you put on your weapon, is not gonna change that. I'm like, I could go into a lobby with nothing on my weapon and play just as well. Whatever. Like, that kind of shit has really started to piss me off, and like, it's something that people use as clickbait basically to get people in. Oh gosh, they'll make me better. No, they won't make you better.
Okay,
you're still you.
I would like to comment on this. So obviously, it's clickbait. Second off, if you're looking to also improve your videos, don't do what we do and what Jay Weeks did of F-bombing at the beginning of your videos. It typically doesn't help you hit the algorithm. Just another tip. But as far as those videos, they're obviously clickbait. Everybody uses the same. I guarantee you the thumbnail's exactly the same on 90% of them, where it's going to be the sniper rifle. It's going to be a blue sky with clouds behind it, and it's going to be the little tag that says, "This is the best loadout for Call of Duty," whatever, or #1 sniper or some shit. It says the same thing every time. But it's obviously clickbait. It's obviously to hit the algorithm, and so their video does better. None of them are ever going to help you, and that's also pretty obvious. But you think about it, if you are a 15-year-old kid and you're joining the sniping community and you're like, wow, I could be good at this. What is the first thing that you're looking at? You're looking at the loadout that you want because you want to be this person that's in phase. How am I going to do that? I'm going to use their loadout. So you know what? It's gonna get a lot of clicks. That's all it is. I used to look them up. To be honest, I used to look them up when Pomage would do that stuff. Back in the day, I would look that stuff up.
The thing is, the shit works. I know that. I understand that, and it helps you, get a lot of views. I think the most egregious version of this is right now is TikTok. Actually, I think TikTok is the fucking worst for this, and it's not just video game related. I mean, any type of content. Someone's telling you, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, and you'll get this, this, and this. It could be Call of Duty, it could be streaming, it can be how to make YouTube videos, it can be how to invest in stocks, it can be whatever. Everyone is sitting there saying, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, and of course they get a bunch of fucking views. But I can't say that if I follow back to that person, like go to their Twitch channel, a lot of times I don't see where they're following their own advice or even getting the views they're claiming they're telling you to get.
What do you mean by that?
So they're saying, hey, do whatever to get all these views and grow your channel within a certain amount of time. And you go to their channel and they haven't even grown their channel to that point they're trying to tell you to grow your channel to. They can help you grow your channel to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just the same fucking thing of like picking a trigger point for someone to want to click. It's clickbait. Picking a trigger point for someone to want to oh yes, I want to do this. I want to know how to be a better streamer. I want to know how to do this for my stream. I want to know how to get more followers, more watchers, more whatever. So I'm gonna listen to this random person because he just happened to come to my For You page, and they sit this because they have a lot of RGB and shit in the fucking background. It seems like they might know what they're talking about, but in the end. I mean, it's this kind of thing is running rampant, and it's not just video game related. And I'm like, people are fucking blowing up off of this shit on these social platforms because they're trying to hand out advice that isn't particularly helpful, or it's just common knowledge.
There was one that I saw that just made me think about it. I was watching like a Streamlabs Streamlabs settings video, and it was when I got my new graphics card and I wanted to max out all my settings. And this one dude that had like 100k views, he's like, I'm going to show you guys how to run your computer at fast specs and everything else. And he's going through the settings. He's like, you have to put it on this, but I can't because my graphics card isn't good enough. And like every single setting that he was recommending was like not a setting that he was able to use for his computer. So it was just really funny listening to some guy like tell you settings and he can't even use them himself. Like it's pretty fucking funny.
Yes, the thing of it is they know it is so clickbaity that it is going to get the views. It is absolutely going to draw in the umpteenth amount of people that want to be successful Twitch streamers. And so, like, I guarantee if I after this sat down and just made a little short list, a little TikTok of like how to be a good streamer, I could get 100,000 views.
Okay. Think of this in a different way, though. Obviously, these videos are popping off, so they're looking at it for not as much as giving the other people advice, but more for popping off stuff on their own channel. But you look at some of them, and even if they're tips that everybody's posting the same thing, some of the tips are pretty useful. Like, I feel like I always bring up Edril in this podcast, but Edril made a video on his channel that I watched a while back, and it's, why is your content not growing? Now you look at Edril, and I mean his content's growing. He's not a big creator, and it's not stuff that's necessarily going to blow you up instantly, but he's making short gains on his stuff, and he follows his own tips. But when you're looking at it if you're a person that's completely new to YouTube, or you're lost on what you should be doing and why you're not growing, it does help with some of the stuff. So like, for instance, what type of thumbnails you should be making, what you should be titling your videos, where you should be promoting your stuff, how do I schedule this out so that I'm, posting stuff at the best times, or scheduling it out to, should I post content every single day and post a video every single day on YouTube, or should I go and wait and post one video a month that's, my best video of that I can possibly make. So like there's a lot of tips out there to help you, but it also has to relate to the content that you're trying to make. So like certain tips are going to help certain people while they're not going to help others. If you're a person that's making very good at making short videos, like for instance, David Dobrik vlogs, he makes short, what are they like, they're always 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
He's in a bit of trouble right now.
Yeah, I know. I've heard this stuff on that. But for instance, he makes every vlog is 4 minutes 20 seconds, and he does that, short stuff, minimal editing, and he can post it often. If you're a type of creator where you can do that and you have minimal editing needs, you can post stuff often, and you just keep rolling, you can post stuff every day and be successful at that. But then there's other people that they got to put a lot of time into what they're trying to create, and it can take, for example, I heard one on a podcast, people that are doing like art videos, like one of them was, they were, I think, painting a bus or something. I don't exactly know what it was, but that it takes them like weeks at a time to paint this stuff. They record the entire time they're painting and they time lapse it, and that video takes that long to make. So it depends on what you're trying to make and the different tips that apply to you.
I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't seen something on TikTok that hasn't been useful or helpful, because there are some guys that absolutely do provide tips that are helpful and useful, and that they have actually used themselves, and they have grown their channel, and they have the right to speak on the topic. But there's somebody you sit back and look at, and you realize that they're just talking out their ass. They know this type of video will get the views that they need, that they want.
Are you saying their tips are wrong, or are you saying they're copying other people's tips and making it their own? Or
they're a dime a fucking dozen. They can make the same video over and over again with the same list of tips.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's that way with every avenue of YouTube. I mean, even when you look at something totally different, like let's just take an example of top 5 like clips. There is literally fucking thousands of the same top 5 this, top 5 that, top 5, like all top 5 videos. Also, like story time videos. I know that I've done story time videos, but ever since what's that one dude's name that's got like the really deep voice? He's like really big right now. Do you know who it is? Starts with a critical. No, it's not critical. Corpse. That's what I'm talking about. Corpse. Like ever since he came up, like now, like everybody's doing like these really deep voice, like fucking story time videos. You're right. They're all a dime a dozen. Everybody just repeats content. Nothing is new. Everyone's trying to do the same shit.
At times, repeating content is good to grow yourself. Not necessarily copying content, but repeated trends. So, I mean, you look at Pokemon card videos that are popping up. I know we've mentioned that multiple times. You can do the same shit as somebody else, and you can have a video that pops up if you have a good title and a good thumbnail to it. And that can be the base of your content. You can branch off of that. You can play Pokemon games on Switch. You can play, there's a bunch of different things that you can do with it. You can come out with so many, you can even incorporate it into streams. I've seen people that'll be like opening packs, and they'll be like, if you donate me $20, I'll bend this card right now. like, and before looking at it. Like I've seen shit like that. So there's different ways to branch off of stuff, but it's not necessarily copying, but following trends can be good as long as you're making it your own and putting your own personality into it.
Yeah, they all look the same. But you're right.
But but the ones that really make it and the ones that get the views are the ones that are doing something. They either have a little bit more better personality into it, or they're doing something a little bit different. They tweak something out of whether it's advice that they're following or whatever, a trend that they're following. They tweak something to make it a little bit different to where it's working for them. I mean, if you're straight up copying things that are huge trends, like if you're putting out a Fortnite montage and there's a million Fortnite montages out there and it's just, Fortnite clips over music, it's never going to do anything. But if you're doing something that's a trend that involves your personality, or if you're doing a Fortnite montage that's something different, like I know one back in the day that helped to blow up NorCal, which NorCal is a huge Fortnite team now, was this guy that was being recognized by FaZe and whatever for the crazy trick shot shit that he was doing in the game, and like nobody was doing it, but it was the same kind of stuff that everybody's posting. He was just doing it better. So like there's different ways that you can tweak things to make your content a step above others while still following a trend. You just can't you can't get mixed into there's a million fish in the sea, and you can't become one of the million fish. You got to be the one rainbow fish in there that fucking sets yourself apart from the rest. I don't know if that was a good example by any means, but we're gonna roll with it.
I'm rolling. Well, there is one awesome rainbow fish out there right now by the name of Ludwig, who is setting himself apart by streaming forever, apparently, or at least streaming as long as as long as his audience keeps him streaming, basically. So far it seems he has been streaming for a week non-stop. And if anyone's not familiar with Ludwig, I'd be surprised if you weren't, but Ludwig started a week ago and said, hey, I will keep streaming this as long as you keep subbing or donating bits or whatever. Each time you sub adds 10 seconds to the clock. So I'll see all the fucking...
That's fucking crazy, too. A sub for 10 seconds? Like, yeah, that's so fucking short. The man is probably rich.
Okay, think about this. People will sub for a shout-out and an emote.
Yeah, it was originally 20 seconds, but it was coming in so fast he had to drop it down to 10 seconds.
Dude,
so...
Was he always on Twitch? I know he's big on YouTube. Was this like his coming into Twitch, or was he always streaming on there? I don't know if this. I feel like I saw like an announcement.
I don't know. I thought it was just Twitch. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if he always streamed on Twitch or if it was like his coming to Twitch and decided to do this as like an announcement. I'm not really sure.
So, I mean, obviously, you people are gonna jump to they want him to go as long as possible. But the thing of it is, it's not like he has to be up. He's streaming while he's sleeping. So while he sleeps, apparently he has moderators that are playing like, YouTube videos or whatever, and like little games the chat can play. Like there is like 20,000 people watching him while he's sleeping.
I was gonna say that's just really creepy if they're just literally sitting there watching him sleep.
People probably are.
There are things going like right now. Obviously, he's still alive. He has 36,000 watching him, but he's playing a game. But either way,
dude, that's insane. 36,000
the crazy thing is,
people.
When you're that large of a creator already, you're pulling in people from every different time zone. Not to mention the people that just don't have sleep schedules, like Mercy, for example, that just cracked a monster at midnight. So. You have people in all different time zones, all different sleep schedules. There's constantly going to be people watching that. There's constantly going to be people donating. People will donate more money than they have to donate in their bank account. Like, and as soon as that, even if that sub gets refunded eventually, it comes through originally. So there's nothing stopping that from, it'll hit their bank account and then it'll be like, oh, you can't afford this, but like that sub can still come through.
So to give some numbers, in a week's time, he has made $450,000 off of just subs and bits. Does not include the ad, money and whatnot, which is terrible on Twitch anyway. But still,
probably made
he's up 24/7, so I'm sure he's making some. Is anyone think that this is going to be? Is this a isolated thing? Will be just him? Do we think there's going to be some copycats out there to try to jump on that wave?
Of course.
And
there's going to be copycats for sure, but it really just depends on how big of a name in Twitch they are, or YouTube, or wherever they're streaming. Like, if you're a smaller name in it and you try doing it, yeah, you might have. I mean, if you have a small community of your own that's got money and willing to throw at you, then you might get it going for. I wouldn't set your time at 10 seconds. Maybe a sub keeps you going for another half hour to an hour, but you might get through a 24-hour stream if people keep on subbing and you're doing it every 20 minutes, half hour, something like that. But
I kind of don't even think that is really too original. I mean, I guess you're right. He kind of did put his own spin on it, because a lot of Twitch streamers, they have the sub train. And the sub train,
I was just gonna mention that.
Yeah, it counts down for 30 seconds or whatever it is. And I've seen small creators have their sub train just keep on going and going and going. And I mean, I guess in that sense too, if you have a sub train and you want to get off streaming, are you really gonna get off streaming while every 30 seconds somebody is subbing? No, you're gonna keep fucking playing. So I mean, it's the same thing, kind of like that. He's just taking it another level up.
It's a never-ending subtrain at this point, and honestly, I don't think he had an end goal in mind to this. I think his end goal was make a lot of money, but I don't think he actually figured out a way to get this to an end, or he didn't think that it was going to come to this.
Yeah,
so he'll end it at some point.
It's obvious he didn't, because of the fact that he's now put a limit on how much people can gift. You can't gift over 100 subs, basically.
I mean, chances are there are so many people out there that are fans of him that it could potentially go on for fucking forever. So I think he will just pull the trigger eventually and just end it.
What is that for 100 subs? That's 1,000 seconds that he's got to go for. Somebody do the math for me.
Yeah, you stopped real early.
Oh my god!
Which is not really long or anything like that.
It's about a minute. It's about a minute and a half. A minute and 40 seconds.
No, it's not. That's not even close.
16 minutes.
16 minutes. I was gonna say it's over 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought you said 100 seconds.
You might need to work on your math skills.
I thought you said it was 100 seconds.
No, 1,000 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously he doesn't know how long it's going to go and how it's going to stop, because now he's putting caps on things that weren't there before. He said, and it's funny I'm gonna get to that what you just said, Sharp, there in a second. It's funny what he said. It's funny what he's saying. The reason he's putting caps on subs is because he doesn't sound responsible. People are could be stealing mommy's credit card and using money, don't give us that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't, if you weren't having to go for so long, you'd gladly take all those fucking subs, no matter where it came from.
Yeah, so anybody. I think you're right.
He just doesn't know how this is going to end, and he probably wants it to end. Honestly, I don't see it's that bad of a thing, because he's sleeping. If he had to stay up, it'd be something else, but he's sleeping.
I mean, you think about it, pretty much how many days of the week would he... I mean, he obviously can't really make or edit content during this time unless he's going to... I mean, he could do that off screen, so I guess that he could still make content for his YouTube channel, but you think about it, and say you're a full-time streamer and you do that 5-6 days of your week regardless. I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing anyway, except you're just really just working every minute of the day, and whenever you want to technically stop your stream, you just have your moderators put whatever on the screen for the next until you're back up.
Yeah, apparently, like when he apparently he works out. So apparently he like works out on stream. He does his little whatever exercises or little weightlifting he does. He does it, there, and just stream still up. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how many people try this, and of what ilk try this. Like how big of streamers try this. I feel like more small streamers will try it than on bigger ones. I feel like the bigger ones are like, you know what, I'm fine with the my stream schedule. I don't need to do something like this. I think the thing is, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea as a small streamer to do this, because it doesn't, like, if you start and you get it going this little bit of traction, like someone's going to pick it up somewhere, and articles will be written about you. I don't
know about articles being written. Maybe eventually.
I mean, enough to say, hey, there's some copycat. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
whether it be a good article or a bad article, it's enough to be saying, oh, there's a copycat out there. Not a big streamer, but
so
he's trying
really,
to do it
when we titled our video this on how to get rich off of Twitch, we're telling you to do this. Somebody do it.
yes, somebody do it.
I want you to do it, and I want to see it. I might not sub because I'm cheap, but I want to watch you do it.
basically.
So my plan on how he could end this that I said before the call was, I think that he's obviously a Twitch partner. Off stream, if he really wants to end it, you just contact whoever your partnership manager is at Twitch, and you say, hey, get somebody at technical support to just end my stream. I don't want to stream anymore. End it so it doesn't look like I did it. Next thing you know, unless the blame would come on Twitch then, because then people would be pissed at them. But,
Yeah, but the manager at Twitch would want to get some clout out of it and make an exposing video with the whole Google Docs exposing how he did it. That's just probably how it would go.
yeah.
All right, so let's call it what it is. Gimmick is coming up with gimmicks like this the way to go? Is it the way to even someone to look your way? I'm not saying be successful, but even look your way.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, and I think it's good to come up with different ideas. And I mean, obviously, like I don't know if we ever got to Sharp's point in chat, but there's people that have done it before, or done similar things to it. He was a very large name, and that's why it became what it is. And I'm sure it'll start a trend on people that'll start doing the same thing. So I think that coming up with different stuff like that, I mean, I've seen people do, like 24-hour streams are a very common thing. And they typically do a 24-hour stream for the point of gaining a lot of subs. They'll have different goals that they want to hit throughout that night, so that's a very common one. But if you can kind of think of, I mean, even that gains you some traction, but if you think of other ways to kind of work that, like this is, where it's obviously longer than 24 hours, but think of different ways to do that, and I think it'll help you out in the long run.
Mercy said, next time you stream, I'm gonna need you to do this.
I won't donate to you. Just putting that out there. I not that I don't want to see you for 10 more seconds, but my money doesn't want to be put towards your 10 more seconds.
I'll sub to make you stop your stream.
Be like, how much is it? Give me a price tag. I want you to stop, and I want you to stop now.
Maybe
Like,
one day if I got big.
how many subs do I need to get to make me stop my stream and then go delete my account?
So
yeah, go ahead.
This is completely. I was planning on moving on to a different topic if we're all good with that. Are we all set on our stuff?
I'm good. I'm settled.
So when Mercy was just talking about it, exposing and stuff, that just made me think about this. So this is more of in the esports scene. So there was recently the Valorant Championship Tour, which is ran by Valorant. So it's like the top teams are in it. You got FaZe played against Sentinels in the finals, and Sentinels ended up winning that. You have TSM was in the pool. You got NRG. All of the top teams are competing in this. But what actually happened in one of the games was before the game, obviously you guys know a decent amount about ping and stuff. Like obviously the lower ping that you have, especially in the competitive scene, it's a big factor. So when 100 Thieves was playing against Immortals, there was basically an argument beforehand on the ping that was happening because of the server that they were playing on. So what ended up happening is that their coach is arguing with the people that are running the tournament. They're arguing with the people that are actually Riot employees, and trying to get this fixed. Before the game, there was a ruling put in place for the previous game that allowed them to change the server so that everybody was on the same average ping. Now, for this specific game, it was everybody was on a higher ping for 100 Thieves, and then there was some people on that same ping for Immortals that they were playing against, and then there was a guy with 8 ping who would have had a ridiculous advantage over them. So their coach ends up arguing it out with the Riot employees. The conversation gets really heated, and a random Riot employee butts into the conversation and tells him to shut up, and like there's starts to get swearing involved in it and whatever. So then after the entire tournament's done with, Riot says, okay, we didn't like how you guys handled this. We are banning your coach from Valorant for the remainder of 2021. So now their coach was just banned from the entire thing. But then 100 Thieves just recently posted a video about it, because they, in their Cash App compound, they have camera recordings in every single room. So they have video proof of this Riot employee, like, going and arguing with this guy, this random one butting into the call, unprofessionally coming in and telling him to shut up and like telling him to F off and whatever else. And then that was their explanation for the situation. So there's just a lot of people pissed off in that scene right now, and the way it's being handled. This obviously doesn't relate to anything that we were talking about, but I didn't know if you guys had any input on this anyway.
I actually did see that.
I didn't know if you saw it, I guess, yeah. I know you guys aren't too involved in looking at the Valorant stuff, but I just thought it was interesting. Like, the fact that a Riot employee comes in and angers him even more by starting the unprofessional side of it. And then in the end, Riot having the upper hand, obviously, of running everything, goes and just bans him for the entire 2021. Not only that's that guy's entire career at stake right there. He obviously can't coach a team. He can't be in any tournaments anymore to coach that team. I don't think he's even allowed. If they're going to compete, he can't be with them, registered with the team in any way. So
that's pretty crazy.
That was an in-depth opinion, Mercy.
Hey, yeah,
I think it's just, I don't know. In my eyes, it's just kind of screwed up that they don't ever show their side of the story. It's the same thing that whenever they have the upper hand, and that's why people have been angry about Riot. They don't like the way that they handle things, whatever. So I don't know. Just wanted to bring that up, I guess, if anybody has any comments on it. But it was just something interesting I saw on Twitter the other day.
I did see it, and I honestly, I didn't read the article about it, but I did see it. Yes, Blue, we did talk about Lowbook already and how much money he made. Speaking of money, there's some money that might be exchanging hands, it seems, with Microsoft and Discord, which makes sense for Microsoft, at least in my eyes. Because everyone knows what fucking Discord is, and that's kind of where all the gaming communities are living now, and not just gaming communities, but and I don't, Mercy, you have to tell me, is Discord already on Xbox?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So obviously,
people are saying that Microsoft is going to buy Discord and then remove it, and Windows is going to have their own type of Discord. And they're literally just buying it just to destroy it.
I mean, Google and Microsoft do have a history of creating things, then walking away from them. But I feel like just the fact that Discord is already its own thing and already successful just by itself, I feel like they'll probably stand by it hopefully and give it the money they need to grow even more.
Well, they're not giving it money; they're buying it.
Well, they're buying it, yeah.
So isn't that
from a
totally
business-
different? Like I feel like they wouldn't buy it and then keep Discord as a whole separate like facility thing. It does kind of just make more sense for them to buy it, fucking keep it running until they have like their own version of Discord implemented already into Microsoft, and then just fucking can it.
I'm gonna give you my opinion on
Makes more sense.
my opinion on it is this. I don't know how. I know that I've brought up Clubhouse here before, and no one really pays attention. You guys don't really pay attention
Yeah, I
to
remember.
it, but I do.
Can you update me on that again? I completely forgot.
Yeah, he doesn't
about
pay
that.
attention to it.
You're right. I might have zoned out during that conversation.
So Clubhouse is the app that is still in very much kind of smaller circles right now. Not fully out there to everyone yet, but it's the one where you can get in a room full of 500 people, and you kind of give you can give a TED talk or whatever you wanted to. You just talk. The room is about this subject or whatever, and you're talking. But the thing is, not everyone's mic is live, so everyone's muted except for the person talking. And so if they want to hear from someone in the audience or someone has a question, they can, give them permission. There's on the app that
It's like
you say,
Google
hey,
Classroom.
say again.
It's like Google Classroom. That's what it sounds like. Like I see my siblings doing that shit.
Yeah. So, you say, hey, I have something to add to this conversation, and raise your hand basically. So it picked up a lot of steam, and it's this closed beta form, and because of such, and some people were talking about it, especially big influencers and whatnot, and people that were involved with it. Every major tech company has started making its own version of it. That includes Twitter, which we've already seen. I think I sent you guys in the link in the chat one time a picture or a link to one of them that was going on, because they show up every once in a while on Twitter right now, because the big influencers have access to the Twitter version of it right now. It's called Twitter Spaces, and I've actually joined in on one of them just to look at it, just to see. Facebook is working on one. I think Instagram might be working on one as well. Also Snapchat, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, all the big tech companies. So the one name you did not hear there was Microsoft. And so if you really sit down and think about it, this is kind of Discord, except for the fact in Discord the mics are live all the time.
Yep.
It wouldn't be above my thought to say that Microsoft is trying to grab Discord to possibly branch out and build one of these, using the already huge audience that uses Discord, and so they already have the audience there built in, basically.
So I'm gonna touch my opinion on the Discord thing in a second. Just from Clubhouse, the only thing I'm confused with on it is how are these companies do they not have a copyright on that already? Are they trying to tweak it, you think, in their way to get around that copyright? Because you'd think that copyright that they have towards that would cover them to where another company can't be like, hey, I'm gonna make my own, I'm gonna copy this thing and not buy them, but make it my own version of it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not familiar in how someone would get around it. It's kind of like if you think about Instagram stories. I mean, Twitter has Twitter stories, and it's basically the same exact thing. It's just on Twitter instead of Instagram. Yeah. YouTube has YouTube stories. So YouTube has Shorts now, which is basically the same thing as TikTok. So I guess when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's just everyone's game. Free game to make your own version of it, and whoever is the last man standing, I guess.
That's weird. I guess that whole copyright thing has kind of confused me as to how companies can just piggyback off another company's idea and just because you think usually, you come up with a genius idea, you copyright that, somebody's got to buy you out for it. But I guess that's not the case in a lot of this stuff that's coming up. But as far as the whole Microsoft buying Discord thing, I don't like it in any way. Sure, yeah, it'll fund it a whole lot, but I don't like. I mean,
fund it for what? What could they possibly add? Like, I don't understand.
Well,
it's supposed to be simple.
They can, different features, making different tweaks to make stuff better. They have unlimited funding to do whatever they want, basically. But then you look at it, you have companies like Twitch, for example. You have people that are angry about the things that Twitch is doing because they're at a corporate setting now. So then you have people that are looking at like Glimish, for example. Is it Glimish? I
think Glimish, I guess.
Yeah. So you have people that are making that and are being like, well, this is a small platform, more discoverability, less control on a corporate setting. You can do what you want and you'll be okay here. Like, we'll support you. You have more technical support, everything like that. So I'm not saying Discord is a small company by any means, but like right now at the stage that it's at, it's perfect because you don't have too much, control from a corporate company trying to make their changes and not listen to anybody. And I don't like when corporate stuff gets involved. That's my opinion on it. Corporate getting involved in anything is never a good thing in my eyes because it just ruins things.
Oh, and in the end, it probably will. I mean, it'll probably be good for a little bit, but then eventually, things will start creeping in, features start taken away or added that we don't like, or aren't the essence of what Discord is already,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just in the end, it's going to be all business, and when a company's that big, that's all they care about is the bottom dollar. And like Discord doesn't make money.
Like
How
right
do
now
they
you
not
can
make money. They have in-game purchases. I mean, in-app purchases.
You can boost a server right now, and obviously
you can boost your server.
That does make the money.
The Nitro servers or whatever.
Yeah, but like that's the only paid feature in this right now. So
I
look
thought
at
there was like a
Microsoft taking this
Discord
over.
Plus or something. Like, isn't there like a premium account that you could pay for that gives you like something else, like higher quality?
You can get
cords?
Discord partnered, but I mean that's more on a standpoint of like.
Oh, I thought there was like a Plus version.
I don't think so. I've never seen anything like that. If there is, I haven't come across it. But I know you can boost your server. That's the only paid thing that I've seen as a part of this, and that actually gets you reasonably good stuff if it's stuff that you want for your server. Like if you want to be able to, say you're running a server where you watch, you stream a lot, and say you are streaming something that you're playing to people, or you're going and watching a movie with people, for example. I don't know exactly how legal that is necessarily, but if you're watching a movie with people, you're going to want 60 FPS stream because you don't want them looking at some 30 FPS stuff. So that's something that you get with the Nitro Boost, and there's other features that complement it as well. So it's almost like we have front server is boosted, and it helps out in a lot of different things. But then you look at Microsoft taking it over, and they're going to want to make money off of it. What kind of things are they going to add at a paywall standpoint? That's what I don't like. Like if they start adding in all this paid stuff to it, I don't know how much I like that.
Yeah.
Back to Skype we go.
Oh God.
No, I mean, I think I'll stick with Discord until I see a reason to leave. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing right back to the gimmick thing real quick, because I just happened to remind myself of this article I just saw, and then we're gonna kind of wrap it up probably. So there was a stream, an account started on Twitch, and it was called Stop Sign Cam, and apparently it's a camera pointed at a stop sign somewhere in America. I mean, that doesn't say exactly where, but apparently 98% of the people who come to this stop sign don't stop at it. They just run it. Oh, it's in Massachusetts, and it's in Salem. Apparently it's
the witches, man.
Yeah, apparently this is blown up on Twitch, the account is blown up. It has 150,000 views on one of its streams. It's basically just people watching cars pull up to the stop sign and not stopping, and I guess they're getting joy out of like, oh, there's that adds to the 98% or whatever.
Imagine being the person to actually sit there enjoying watching this throughout your day.
So
like sitting there getting an ounce of excitement over, oh, is he gonna stop? No, he's not. Like what?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just weird, the amount of gimmicks that are being used at the moment. I guess to get views. I mean, it works.
Oh, you know what I saw? That's I guess it's kind of like that Bible preaching guy that we were messing around with the other day, Jay Weeks.
Yeah.
There's this one guy, and he's called the Therapy Frog. And he, no joke, dresses up as a frog and then does therapy sessions for people. And then same thing, adds people on Discord calls and like legit has a therapy session. And like some of the people, I don't know, maybe they are sharing like a real story and like, he helps them like a little bit. But half of them are just people joining in with some fake funny ass story. And then, he gives them some stupid ass advice. But, I feel like it's... Twitch is branching out to a lot more different types of creators. It's really not even focusing on gaming anymore. I mean, you could basically put on a suit and make an act with just about anything, People are going to the extent of painting themselves fucking green and going live. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
I could not tell you the amount. If you think of some stupid stuff that will gain traction, there's so many stupid things that you can come up with that people will watch. I mean, look at the things that have been followed just in America before. Do you guys remember the gorilla Harambe?
Yeah, that was the biggest meme for 2 years.
He was voted in by like a certain percentage of America for president.
Yeah, I know.
So you just look at the stupid amount of things that can happen in this world with
these nuts made the
that
news.
People will watch, people will participate in. You have a stupid friend that's participating in something dumb. You're probably gonna be like, wow, that's cool. That's something stupid that I can watch too. Like there's just like there's stupid people all over that'll watch stupid things.
God bless America then, I guess. So I think that's probably gonna wrap us up for tonight. Because I think we kind of exhausted the topics we've had, and it's really just hasn't been a lot going on, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just want to mention, if you guys have anything, I mean, I don't know, out of the people that are in here right now or the people that are going to be listening to the audio or watching the YouTube version, if you guys have anything that you want to hear us talk about or different topics that you guys are interested, feel free to either tweet at us or you can put it in the YouTube comments. You can join in and put it in the Twitch chat, and we will think about it for the next upcoming episode, or maybe even talk about it in that episode if it's interesting enough. And we're looking for ideas from you guys to help us out, because every week we go fishing for our different, stories and stuff that we can talk about on here, and different tips to help you guys with your content and everything like that. But you know what? If you guys have stuff that you're interested in, we wanna do what you guys want to hear. So,
most definitely,
I agree. Content junkies everywhere, that any social platform you can think of, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we are there. Myself, JWeeks23 on Twitter and on Twitch. Even though I think I'm going to stop streaming on Twitch, but that doesn't need to be talked about. Or streaming all together, to be honest with you. I'm just doing this. But anyway, J Ben Mercy, where are you at?
Show No Mercy TV. Show No Mercy everywhere else. Let's get it, gang gang.
It's JBend on Twitter and JBend on Twitch. You might catch me streaming once in Blue Moon.
All right.
Once in a Blue Moon.
All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out in the chat. We appreciate it. Ha. Until next time.